Hello and welcome back to Rambling About Wrestling, the only tournament breakdown of the Jersey J Cup 2026, live from the tournament brackets. I'm your host for this evening, Jackie Beno. Used to be 123, but I think I dropped that a few years ago. The whole thingy on all my social media handles, which I'm a very private person. You'll never know. Got a private Twitter account. All sorts goes on there. It's just me crashing out about things. Not very fun. Anyway, today we have a tournament breakdown. Like I've said, if you don't want to hear me rambling about wrestling, you can go take a look at the whole night one card for yourself. Obviously, you'll be missing two matches announced for night two that I'll be breaking down soon. But I understand if you fancy getting it up on your phone and having a look for yourself. But now let's do some predicting. Starting off, Alec Price taking on Jordan Oliver. Both men signed to AEW recently at a Limitless event when Alec Price took on MJF for the AEW World title. Of course, failed miserably. Wouldn't say miserably actually, but he did get arm ringed quite a few times and forced to submit. So I'd say it was a failure on that evening. Of course, Jordan Oliver stood at ringside for that one. Wasn't hurt or anything, to my knowledge, but I don't think he appeared, or I think he appeared in the Rumble later on. But for this one, they're also the GCW Tag Team Champions. A bit of infighting between the top team in GCW. I'm going to have to go with Alec Price, simply because I feel like he has a bit of a bigger buzz around him. These two are great, but I feel like he has a bit of a bigger buzz having just come off the back of a match with MJF for the AW World Title. You know, it's tough to predict, but that's why we predict. Let's see who meets him in the quarterfinal as Charles Mason takes on Eric Stevens. Eric Stevens, a veteran independent wrestler who recently came out of retirement. And Charles Mason has killed people. So it's a bit of a mismatch. Eric Stevens is great. You know, back in the day. The kids should watch some Eric Stevens. I can't really be saying the kids when I'm a young boy. Um, less than like 30. You can't really be saying the kids, but they should. We should all watch Eric Stevens Graps. And Charles Mason, a very talented wrestler. Of course, if you remember the Aftershock Advent Calendar in all its glory, you'll remember Charles Mason was one of the people who I wanted to see come to the UK. Hopefully, he will. I am actually going to lock in Charles Mason here. I think Charles Mason, as aforementioned, is a legend killer, and I think he'll kill. Well, he's a killer, and I think he'll become a legend killer tonight. So let's move on down the left side of the bracket. Adam Priest versus Jonathan Gresham. This is going to be orgasmic technical wrestling. These men are going to work holds. Priest is going to hit him hard, and Gresham, I think, is going to fall on this occasion. Even though he's coming back, you know, he could run an underdog story. I just think Adam Priest deserves a better bit of graps, however you want to say it. Just checking that he isn't in a night two matchup, because that would have really knackered me up a little bit. As we move on, Sinner and Saints Judas Icarus takes on Darian Bengston. I believe I'm saying that right. I have no available information on Darian Bengston, aside from that he's a frequenter of Action Wrestling, which of course Adam Priest came up in and has appeared a fair few times. So perhaps we'll see a little round two fool around, if you will, between those two. I don't think we will, though. I think Sinner and Saint could potentially meet if they get to the finals. I don't think they're both going to get that far, of course, because Travis Williams will have to get um, quite far in to do so, and he'd have to beat 5 other people tonight. So it's not looking great. But I do think Judas Icarus will advance as we move to the right side of the bracket. Ryan Clancy, fancy Ryan Clancy, should I say? Done my back in trying to do that. I didn't even do it well. It's more like that, isn't it? Takes on Billy Starks for the JCW Championship. Now, my sources are indicating, should he win, even if he loses in the next round, he will become the champion. I don't believe it's an interim championship. I might be wrong on that occasion. But I don't think he will win, and it pains me. I'm really disappointed that this was a first round match, mainly because I love these two, and I really don't want to see one of them lose. But that's the beauty of a tournament. Everyone's got to lose, bar one person, at some point. So you might as well rip the bandage off. I'm going Billy Starks here, in case you weren't aware. As we move on, the one person who responded to the Twitter post that I put out of who do you think will win did say man like the Reese. I think he'll win on this occasion. Metaphors Oro Mensa has now become Oro. One letter away from my favourite sweet treat. Great bit of wordplay from me. I'm the modern day Shakespeare. But man like the Reese is very, very good. Repping the Brits. Is it coming home? Potentially. Up next, KJ also. I don't know why they've spelled it like that. That's a weird way to spell Fuego del Sol. Takes on Teriyaki. Two people who I am quite interested in. Teriyaki, I remember discovering during a rookie season, or it's something. There was something about rookies in action ages ago on Independent Wrestling TV, which I haven't been subscribed to in quite some time. And Teriyaki caught my eye because it's funny that he is named after a type of sauce, or I don't know what teriyaki actually is. Put it on chicken, I think. I've had teriyaki chicken many times and enjoyed it. So teriyaki instantly became a good fave of mine. But KJ also, unfortunately, I love to hate him, and I hate him very much. Does that mean I love him very much? Pondering. I think he's going to win here, though, which is a real shame. But he has to face the winner of our final opening round matchup when Griffin McCoy, formerly of Young, Dumb and Broke, in a way, takes on Travis Williams, Judas Icarus's tag team partner in Sinner and Sate, of course. Vengador, a luchador who I adore. Vengador, a luchador who I adore. Again, modern day Shakespeare. Who also takes on Manny Lowe, Joe Lando, Charlie's favourite. Shout out Charlie. Very fun little feud we've got over here in the British Isles. And takes on a mystery opponent, should I say. Now, this is a scramble. I have no clue in the world who it could be. But if I had to hazard a guess, I'm going to go Jimmy Lloyd purely because he loves a good scramble. I genuinely could not hazard a good guess. Drop your guesses in the comments down below. Purely because those Brits are the best around, I'm going to have to go Joe Lando on this occasion. Even though he's not a Brit, I have remembered he is American, I do believe. Great, really good video I had planned quite a while ago about British wrestlers versus American wrestlers. And because it was quite a new software that I was dealing with, I had to record it all in one sitting without pausing, without anything. So I spent about a solid 35 minutes, didn't make a single mistake, except for the fact that I called Joe Lando um, British because he's part of CPF. He's part of Close Personal Friends. He's not my friend anymore. I don't like him now that he messed the 35-minute video up. But let's move on to the non-tournament action of round one. Black Tiger takes on Dynamite Kid. Of course, Tiger Mask could not make it to the Jersey J Cup, which was a real shame. He was meant to be doing some special attraction matches. And Black Tiger, his foe, his rival, played, of course, by Rocky Romero. Um, I don't know if that's officially, or I know Rocky Romero plays him, but I don't know if it's like a Curryman situation where I should, or an El Generico. Of course, El Generico is El Generico. I don't know what I'm on about. Nothing to do with Sami Zayn. Um, but yeah, Dynamite Kid will still be in action, and it'll be against Black Tiger. I think Dynamite Kid will get the win purely because Rocky Romero does not win. He cannot. Something would happen. Bad things would happen if Rocky Romero won a wrestling match nowadays, at least. But also, what I think will be our main event, the one called Manders comes to collect against Mad Dog Connolly in a steel cage. No Thomas Shire. Beastman, just both men going at it inside of a solid steel cage. It's a good one. I reckon it'll be quite fun and quite bloody. Quite bloody, should I say. Um, I don't know if this is streaming on YouTube because I think they might have to limit the amount of blood, but otherwise, otherwise this one could get fairly violent. I am going with Mad Dog Connolly to win, and that is night one finito. So let's cut to night two. Night two's me stood up because bit of difference, bit of nuance to it. So let's break it down with the quarterfinals first. Alec Price takes on Charles Mason. Charles Mason is going to get another win, I truly do believe. Of course, Mason unsuccessfully claimed to be the GCW champion the other month um, when Billy Starks cashed in and defeated him in the subsequent singles match before he could become the official champion. Of course, there is a bounty on Billy Stark's head that has yet to be claimed, to my knowledge. Um, will it be claimed tonight? Who knows? But yeah, Charles Mason moving on to the semi final. And then Judas Icarus takes on Adam Priest. There's not much else to say aside from I think this one should be a spectacular bit of wrestling. I am going to go for Adam Priest, um, just purely because I like him more than I like Judas Icarus. I think his singles experience will pay off if you need a proper reason. But otherwise, I'm a big fan of Adam Priest, and I like Judas Icarus too. I like Sinner and Sen, but in a singles capacity, I prefer Adam Priest. So I'm moving him on. And then our other quarterfinals, Billy Starks defends the title against Man Like Reese. I am going for a shock upset. No, I'm going for Billy Starks. I don't think Man Like Reese will do it. Um, Billy Starks has sort of, I wouldn't say law protection, but I'm trying to find the word here. She's got a bit of sort of character protection in the fact that there's someone hunting her to put a bounty on her head. Obviously, bounty's the worst chocolate if you're a UK citizen. So I don't really care about the bounty on her head. I won't try and claim it. But I do think she'll be moving on here to the semi-finals. And our final quarter-final is KJ Orso versus Joe Lando. Now, Joe Lando is an incredibly flippy man. And I don't believe we've seen much of him recently in the US. and I think he'll do quite well for himself in this contest, but he will come up short to Fuego del Sol's twin brother. Pretends he's not Fuego del Sol. Pretends Fuego del Sol's dead. Fuego del Sol's not dead. He's got the fire inside of him. So KJ also will be moving on. Then we have the Jersey Lotto in non-tournament action for a shot at the JCW World Championship. It's a world title in the fact that it's been defended in more than one place, I assume. Only two participants confirmed so far are Matt Tremont and Nick Comarato from the family back in the day, QT Marshall's faction. I can't quite remember it all, but I do remember he was in there. He's a big, scary, monstery man. I think him and Beastman confronting each other would be cool. I do think Matt Tremont will walk out of the Jersey Lotto with the victory, purely because of who I think is going to win the tournament and how I think that match would go down, and I'd enjoy. As then we move to the semi-finals, Charles Mason and Adam Priest. Charles Mason has the reasoning to be there, and for that reason, I'm going to go with Charles Mason. End of story. He's making it to the final. I'm shocked. To be honest, I wouldn't be shocked if Adam Priest went out first round, and that's the interesting thing here. Is I think he could go either first round, but if he doesn't go first round, I think he's making it to those semi-finals, and that's how the swings and roundabouts of a tournament bracket are. It's so easy to get to the semi-finals, but it's also so easy to fall at the first hurdle. And our next semi-final, or other semi-final, if you will, Billy Starks taking on KJ also. This one should be an interesting one, to say the least. KJ also, he did hit that pop-up stomp, whatever you want to call it. Probably has a cool name for it. I only remember his finishes as the Tornado DDT, quite frankly. But he has stomped Sam Stockhouse's wife, so he doesn't have as much of a. Some people might have a bit of resistance internally towards stomping someone like Billy Starks, especially age-wise, all that stuff. I don't think he will. I think he's straight through, bang, stomper. But I do think she'll get out because I'm moving Billy Starks to the final for a Charles May. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I tell a lie. I think KJ also will claim the JCW championship and move to the finals against Charles Mason. I don't know. I've just got a feeling. He's such a dangerous man. I could see him doing it. But before we get to those finals, Charles Mason v KJ also, and I tell you my prediction for the winner of the Jersey J Cup 2026, we have a tag team special attraction match. Joey Janela and Dynamite Kid taking on Gabe Kidd and Mad Dog Connolly. This one is an incredibly dangerous tag team. Gabe Kidd, Mad Dog Connolly, terrifying, both men, vicious as each other. I think they'll dog walk this one. We have got a bit of kid on kid violence. Dynamite Kid, Gabe Kidd. But I don't even think we need a pun to promote this match. It's going to be incredible wrestling, and it's going to be hard hitting, and you should watch it basically. And then we get to the final for the JCW Championship and the accolade that you're the Jersey Cup winner 2026. And I think Charles Mason will win the championship. That's right, they don't usually do a cheeky double title change in these tournaments, I've noticed. I think this year will be the year that they do. And that's why I've had KJ also defeat Billy Starks and claim that bounty that was on her head for her suffering a loss I believe it was whoever's done it. We still don't know. There's a show called Who Done It coming up. I assume that's when we'll find out. But Charles Mason is going to claim the title that he first thought was his, and we're all going to go home sad. This has been the Jersey J Cup 2026 preview. It's going to be a great tournament. 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, and then tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. So that's 1 a.m. tomorrow for the Friday show if you're in the UK, and then 10 p.m. tomorrow if you're in the UK for that Saturday show. So it's pretty, it's pretty nice, the finale. You should get to bed nice and thingy for your Saturday night entertainment. Friday might be a bit of a tough one because it'll be going up against SmackDown, so that might. I mean, to be quite frank, I think this is 10 times what SmackDown could ever produce, anything WWE wise. But that's because I love a bit of independent wrestling. So take a look at the card, and we'll see you there. Goodbye.